future is our guide. We're where we belong. Enemies will fall when we join our strength. United we'll rise, we'll go to any length. Power Rangers go, elemental force unite. Wisdom change, water's might. Fire ignite, earth let's fight. Together we stand as one.
My story starts off pretty simple. My life changed when I was 9. Something strange happened.
The scene switches to a 9-year-old Tameka asleep in her bed. There was clatter coming from downstairs in the living room, and outside her house 2 figures were fighting, a yellow ranger and some kind of black ranger. The yellow ranger tries to strike the black ranger with her saber, but he manages to block it with his own blade. The yellow ranger tries to stab the black ranger, but her weapon is blocked again, before bringing his sword painfully down across the black ranger's chest.
Who are you?
None of your concern. I'm here for something else.
And what is that?
More like, who?
In the midst of the fight, the black ranger managed to wrap his arm around the yellow ranger's neck. The black ranger kicked her away, before slashing her down the back. The yellow ranger dropped to her knees, while lightning bursts throughout her suit. She then falls to the ground before an explosion erupts the area. The black ranger vanished in an instant. Tameka rushes over to her mom, crouching beside her and turning her over onto her back. Cut to a few years later, as a teenage Tameka is walking slowly down the hall toward her history classroom. She stops to get a drink, looking up, and sees a framed picture of her mom and her Power Ranger team. She turned away from it and saw Vivian, one of her classmates, on her phone, not even paying attention. As she walked into the classroom, she took her seat at the back of the classroom. The scene changes to the middle of the day as Jim walks down the school hallway. He turns and bumps into Tameka.
Why are you sweaty?
It's, no reason. I don't know why I said that. I'm going through some stuff. You know? Wait! You're new here, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm Tameka. I'm kind of in a rush right now. I'll see you around.
Oh, see you.
Tameka turns to leave, and Jim finds that his heart is racing. The scene changes to Tameka standing in the grounds outside a cathedral, standing at the grave of her mom.
I'm sorry, Mom. I promise I will find out who killed you and bring him to justice. I wish you were here.
Hey.
Tameka quickly turns around. She saw someone standing in the dark, moving her way. Not knowing what to do, Tameka stood in a fighting position. Thunder begins to strike. Tameka and Aaron look up and see a giant explosion. There is a loud, rumbling sound as a huge ripple shoots throughout New Valenwich City. Moments later, lightning strikes both of them, sending them flying to different sides of the cathedral. Electricity crackles as energy surges throughout Tameka's body, and Aaron groans a bit as before he blacks out. He could barely make out a flicker of fire coming from his hands. The scene switches to 3 months later. Aaron and Tameka gasps as they both wake up one after the other. They both notice Jim and Vivian backing away from them and checking the monitors around them.
Where am I?
They're up.
Ben, get down here. Right now.
Tameka's pulse 120. Their pupils equally reacted to light. Aaron's temperature is 105, but he appears perfectly fine.
Tameka and Aaron were both freaking out as they took wires off of them.
Whoa, slow down. Relax. Everything's okay. You're at Alpha Labs. What is going on?
You both were struck by lightning.
You Both were in a coma.
For how long?
3 months. What's up, guys? We need to talk.
Minutes later, Tameka and Aaron are now walking the halls of Alpha Labs with Ben.
3 months ago, we were testing an experiment to access the morphing grid. For 35 minutes, I had achieved my life's goal. Then, something happened. The electron volts became unstable and an enormous amount of morphing grid energy shot out into the sky, and that, turn, created a giant boom.
That caused the lightning that struck us.
Yeah, I was recovering myself when Vivian and Jim brought you here.
Well, thanks, but we need to go.
No. Now that you guys are awake, we need to do a few tests. We need to figure out what's happened to you both.
We're fine. Thanks, but we're fine.
Thanks for helping us.
The scene changes to Aaron and Emma walking through the city streets when they hear a loud scream coming from a bank. The two rush over to the front of the bank to see 5 men exit the building. They manage to get their undivided attention by standing in their way.
You have 2 choices. Number 1, you can give the money back, apologize, and give yourself over to the police. Or 2, you can try to run, fail miserably, and still go to jail. So what's it gonna be?
The bank robbers began laughing hysterically at the two as they aimed their guns at the two. Tameka's eyes begin to glow yellow as she begins to discharge lightning bolts from her hands, striking each of the robbers, knocking them all unconscious before Aaron grabs her hand and the two run off.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
We need to figure out what's going on. Now.